Hispanic families in Southeast Fresno have limited access to safe places to be active, and experts say this increases their high rates of obesity and other chronic diseases. So, an organization called Cultiva la Salud decided to do something about it. They created a monthly bike ride to help residents become more physically active. But during these bike rides, riders will get to enjoy some cumbia music. Please help me welcome Genoveva Isla. She's a program director for Cultiva la Salud. Good to see you here.
Thank you for having me.
This is so fun.
It is so much fun.
Okay, so tell me how it works. These bike riders are listening to cumbia? How?
Right. So what we've done is that we have a cart attached to one of our bikes where we have a speaker, and it's a boom box, so it's really loud.
Okay.
And then it's Bluetooth with one of our phones where we're playing cumbia music. And what the music does is not only does it create sort of an air of fun and celebration, it also creates some awareness. So autos who are driving hear the music, they see us, right, and they can be a little bit more careful around a group.
That's genius.
Yeah.
That is really great. Okay, so these bike rides, a monthly bike ride,
They happen once a month. It's the third Saturday of each month at Van Pal Elementary.
they started this past weekend. How did it go?
It started this past weekend, and I think typically when we start our rides, they build up. So we get a few people, and we'll have a few more joining us so that we can increase the distance and the amount of people who can join.
All right, so let's talk about the distance, and for those that maybe are a little unfamiliar with even riding a bike,
Yeah.
how does that work?
Well, one very important comment to make is that at the beginning of each ride, we teach some basic traffic safety.
Okay,
Right? So
good.
signaling, if you're going to go left, if you're going to stop, right, if you're going right, calling out so riders behind you know, like pothole, things like that. And then we'll do a ride. We try to, our beginning rides, we try to do about 20, 30 minutes. It's a slow pace. We're not going to leave anybody behind. We have staff who's leading the ride in the front, and then another staff who's tailing the ride so that we can make sure we keep everybody together and we leave and come back safely.
How many bikes do you have? Do you provide the bikes?
So, well, it's funny you should ask because one of our projects will be to recycle some bikes that have been provided to us by the Fresno Police Department, and
wow.
really great thanks to them. But on these rides, we ask people to come with their own bikes, and then we make sure they have a helmet.
Okay.
And that's a requirement because we want everybody to be safe on their bikes.
Genoveva, is this from this past weekend?
I believe so. I wasn't there. It was my staff leading it. So you can see that last cart there has the cumbia boombox on it playing the music. Yes.
Whereabouts do you ride?
We will select different routes, but we'll always look for the routes that are most optimal in terms of having the largest continuous bike lanes.
Okay.
And like I said, we plan for a 20, 30-minute ride because we know that some people aren't bike experts
Yes.
or, fanatics that are riding long distances. So we want this to be family friendly. We want children, parents to join us and just enjoy getting some education. I also want to say that the purpose for these rides are to get information back from community that we then share with our decision makers so that we're keeping them informed about what are the challenges to biking safely.
Okay.
So if there is a stretch of an area where, say, there's a lot of debris because the street hasn't been swept, or that the bike lane isn't painted, it's eroded, or say we come across like loose dogs that are creating a challenge to people biking safely. These are the type of things we want our decision makers to know so that there can be some assets or looking at how we invest resources to make it safer for biking.
So really, the bike rides, the purpose are twofold because you want to, you want to be able for them to be more physically active,
That's
which
right.
is such a need
Right.
in the Hispanic community, let's be
Right.
honest, right? Yeah, and then you want them to learn about safety and access to these bike lanes.
That's absolutely right. We want people to think about riding their bike as more than just recreation, right? So we are definitely do it to encourage this behavior of biking safely because biking can be very useful for running errands as well as going to school, getting to work, right? These everyday short trips that we can do that allow us to get more physical activity and help to prevent disease.
Genoveva, why Southeast Fresno though?
Yeah, well, Southeast Fresno for us was really important. We wrote a grant from the Centers for Disease Control, and we needed to target areas that had a high incidence of chronic diseases. And we wanted it to focus on Latinos because they're a population who has a very high incidence of things like heart disease, cancers, diabetes. all illnesses that can be prevented if we are eating better and moving more, right? So Southeast Fresno was targeted because there was a high population of Latinos and also because it had a high incidence of these chronic diseases that we wanted to prevent.
That is interesting. I'm so glad you're trying so hard to do something about it. So we're really encouraging people to take advantage and be a part of this community program, really. So if people want to register, how do they do that? Do they just show up?
Yeah, it's really simple. We don't need people to register. You can just show up. We are starting, like I said, at Van Pal Elementary, 9:30. We'll do about 30 minutes of bicycle safety education. Make sure everybody knows signaling, making sure everybody's helmet is fitted properly and that everybody's bike is operating properly also, because we want them to go and come back safely.
Perfect.
And then we'll do a ride. We'll designate the route. We'll let everybody know where we're riding so everybody's conscious of that route. And then we'll come back and we'll do a debrief about the experience, and we'll welcome people the next time around.
Yeah. Well, these rides continue until October, so there's plenty of time to get out there and hit your bike. Thanks so much. I really appreciate it. I think it's so great. This program is really awesome. Stay with us, everyone. More Central Valley today when we come back. But before